Pop a parlay here with our week 3 matchup prediction. Starting us off with some for Sarah and Andy's cheeks. We got Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels. Going to go with Hurts here. We got Gibbs and Bijan. Going to go with Bijan. We got Josh Jacobs and Alvin Kamara. I'm leaning towards Jacobs here as long as he's healthy. Jalen Waddle and Smith and Jigba. Going to go with Smith. Calvin Ridley and Stephon Diggs. Going to go with Ridley. We got Zach Ertz and Trey McBride. Going to go with McBride. We got Tyrone Tracy and Jawan Jennings. Going to go with Jennings here. And then we got James Conner and Darnell Mooney. Going to go with James Conner. Story here is pretty simple. I think Simfer Sarah's going to take it this week. Jaden Daniels potentially not playing. Tough. Wide receiver 2 is kind of a hole, even though I think he'll beat both of his wide receivers over here. Yeah, I'm going to go with Simfer Sarah here and the victory point. Then we got Flacco's UnderDawgs and the Implication. We're going with Caleb Williams and Sam Darnold. Gross QB matchup. Going to go with... Probably go with Darnold. We got Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. Going to go with McCaffrey. We got Kenneth Walker and Judkins. Going to go with Walker. We got Marvin Harrison and Nico Collins. Going to go Collins. We got T. Higgins and Quentin Johnston. Going to go with Higgins. Quentin Johnston, tough matchup in Denver. We got Brock Bowers and T.J. Hockenson. Going to go with Bowers. We got Matthew Golden and D.J. Moore. Going to go with Moore, but this is worst flex spot in the league. Devonta Smith and Isaiah Pacheco. Going to go with Smith. So what do we? Who's winning the toilet bowl? This is two of our worst teams in the league, both 0-4. I think the Implication has scored sub 60 2 weeks in a row. So I think Flacco's UnderDawgs is going to get it done. I don't think there's a victory point to be had here. These guys are projected 10 points lower than the next closest teams. We got Molly's Muffins' zero championship strategy. We're going with Baker Mayfield over Bo Nix. Going with James Cook over... No, I'll probably go Achane over Cook. Swift and Hall. I'm going to go Hall. We got Drake London and Jefferson. Going to go with Jefferson. We got Terry McLaurin and Garrett Wilson. Going to go with McLaurin here. Going to be a close matchup, though. I wouldn't be surprised if Wilson outscores him. Mark Andrews, Sam Laporta. Going to go with Laporta. I'm surprised Mark Andrews hasn't hit the waivers yet. We got Debo Samuel and Xavier Worthy. Going to go with Debo. Rome Odunze and Cooper Kupp. Going to go with Rome. Looking at this, I think it's pretty straightforward. Molly Muffin's going to get the dub. I don't know if they're going to get the victory point quite yet. I'll give them the victory point, but that might be close. Neighbors in Paris, or no, Sugar and Tea and Smelly Coop 1-4. We got Josh Allen and Jordan Love. Going to go with Allen. We got Saquon and Genty. Going to go with Saquon. Bucky Irving and Chuba Hubbard. Gonna go with Bucky here, but that's a closer RB2 matchup than it looks. A.J. Brown and Chase, gonna go with Chase. We got Olave and Pickens, two of the worst wide receiver 2s in the league, and I'm gonna go with George Pickens here going up against Chicago. Dallas Goedert and Kyle Pitts, both questionable, both dealing with injury. Gonna go with Kyle Pitts. Zay Flowers and Ramondre, gonna go with Flowers. Ricky Pearsall and Jalen Warren, gonna go with Warren here, but that's closer than it's projected as well. A bit of a tough matchup for Ty this week. I think that Sugar and Tea might just have the usual suspects just simply outperform for him and get the job done. But this is closer than it seems. I think both these guys can get a victory point. I would not be surprised if Ty beats Sugar and Tea. I'm just leaning towards Sugar and Tea with that top-heavy roster. Neighbors in Paris and Kittle, we got Jackson and Mahomes, going to go with Jackson. We got David Montgomery and Chase Brown, going to go with Chase Brown. We got Nick Chubb and Javonte Williams, going to go with Javonte. We got Amon-Ra and Malik Nabers. I'm leaning towards Amon-Ra here. Brian Thomas and Devontae Adams, I'm leaning towards Devontae here. We got Travis Kelce and Evan Ingram, leaning towards Kelce here. And then we got Jameson Williams and Tyreek Hill. I'm closer than it seems, but I'll go Tyreek. We got DK Metcalf and Jacoby Myers. I think Jacoby will outscore Metcalf here, but this is a pretty easy decision for me. I think Team Mecozzi is going to coast by Neighbors in Paris and Kittle and also get the victory point. Detrimentally Horny, here we go. Jared Goff and Dak Prescott. Detrimentally Horny versus God did, that is. Gonna go with Goff here against Baltimore. Just needs a big game. Prescott's going up against the dog shit Chicago Bears. Both these quarterbacks can have a week. Jonathan Taylor, fresh off of Coob's bench, decides to play him against me. Of course, he doesn't want to give me an easy win. So we'll look at this, and I'm gonna go with Jonathan Taylor over Kyron Williams, fresh off the bench. Tony Pollard, Jordan Mason. I'm gonna go with Mason and his increased role this week. I'm going to go with Mason over Pollard with Aaron Jones being out. We got Puka Nacua versus CeeDee Lamb. I'm leaning towards Puka going up against Philadelphia. I know it's a great defense. CeeDee's got that cakewalk matchup in Chicago. But Puka goes nuclear every week, and if he finds the end zone, this is about who finds the end zone here, and I think that Puka will find the end zone here. Mike Evans and Cortland Sutton. I'm going to go with Evans. We got Juwan Johnson and Tucker Kraft. Coop's got this just tough decision. He's always going to play the wrong tight end. He's got Warren on his bench, and he's got Kraft in the lineup going up against Cleveland. I think either of his tight ends will outscore my Juwan Johnson play here, but Johnson's been a sneaky, decent tight end. So, but I'll go Kraft there. We got Krosky Merritt versus McMillan. I'm going to go with McMillan. We got Egbuka and Ladd. Questionable on both these guys here. Egbuka's been playing out of his mind. Ladd's got a tough matchup in Denver. I'm going to go with Egbuka. This one, to me, though, I'm disagreeing with the projections. I'm thinking that Detrimentally Horny is going to take it home, and these two teams could very well take home a victory point, and I think they will. So I'm going to go, we got God Did and Detrimentally Horny, going Detrimentally Horny over God Did, both getting a victory point. Team Mecozzi over Nabers and Paris and Kittle getting a victory point. We got Sugar and Tea and Smelly Coot 1-4 going with Sugar and Tea over Smelly Coot 1-4, but both getting a victory point. That's 5 of our victory points. Who gets the last victory point down here? I think it's going to be Sim for Sarah getting that last victory point over Indy's Cheeks. Got Flacco's Underdogs over the Implication. And then I've got Molly's Muffs over the Zero Championship Strategy. No victory points out of these boys here. All right. And then we have got our play of the day. Took a couple plays of the day, so if you want to take a stab with me, I went with Dawson Knox on the touchdown jackpot entry. I went with James Cook, Achane, and Josh Allen over 2 passing touchdowns. Put $10 on this with the profit boost. And then my no sweat token. Here we go. James Cook, 5 catches. Devon Achane, 8 catches. Devon Achane, 100 rushing yards. That's 10 to win $1,500. You're welcome, guys.